In the annals of comic book history, few storylines have sparked as much debate and redefinition for a character as Brand New Day did for Spider-Man. Initiated in 2008, this controversial arc effectively erased Peter Parker's marriage to Mary Jane Watson, a move intended by Marvel Comics to refresh the character and re-establish him as a more accessible, single hero. The directive from editorial, as reported by industry observers, was to return Peter to his roots, allowing for new storytelling avenues unburdened by past continuity. This decision, while polarizing for longtime readers, fundamentally reshaped Peter's status quo, signaling a bold, albeit contentious, new beginning. While Brand New Day was a comic book initiative, its spirit of re-evaluation and reinvention resonates strongly with the cinematic landscape of Spider-Man today. Just as Marvel Comics sought to broaden Spider-Man's appeal, current film and television studios are aggressively expanding the character's universe across multiple platforms and interpretations. This period of intense development, according to studio reports, aims to capitalize on Spider-Man's immense popularity and narrative versatility. The question is no longer just about Peter Parker's journey, but about the vast web of characters, realities, and stories that now fall under the Spider-Verse banner, promising an unprecedented era of expansion. Today, the future of Spider-Man is not a singular path, but a sprawling, multifaceted narrative spread across different studios and creative visions. This complex ecosystem includes Marvel Studios' continued integration of Peter Parker within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Sony Pictures' ambitious expansion of its own live-action Spider-Man universe, and the critically acclaimed, groundbreaking animated Spider-Verse franchise. Each pillar operates with varying degrees of independence and potential crossover, leading to a dynamic, if sometimes confusing, landscape for fans. Industry analysts suggest this multi-pronged approach is a strategic move to maximize the character's reach and financial potential globally. Following the universe-altering events of Spider-Man: No Way Home, Marvel Studios' iteration of Peter Parker, portrayed by Tom Holland, finds himself in a uniquely isolated position. As official reports confirm, the world has forgotten Peter Parker's identity, a narrative reset that mirrors the spirit of Brand New Day by stripping away established connections and forcing the hero into a solitary existence. This creative choice by Marvel Studios opens up a wealth of new storytelling opportunities, allowing Peter to mature without the direct influence of his past MCU mentors, effectively forging his own path. The stage is set for a more independent, street-level Spider-Man. While specific plot details remain under wraps, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige and Sony Pictures chairman Tom Rothman have both confirmed that a fourth Spider-Man film set within the MCU is actively in development. This confirmation, widely reported by major entertainment outlets, signifies continued collaboration between the two studios, a partnership crucial for the character's presence in the MCU. Speculation regarding the film's creative direction suggests a departure from the multiversal narratives, focusing instead on Peter's growth as a solo hero. The film is expected to delve deeper into the challenges of his new anonymity, offering a fresh perspective on his responsibilities. With Peter Parker's slate effectively wiped clean, the door is open for a fresh roster of villains and supporting characters. Industry speculation, fueled by comic book lore, suggests a return to more grounded threats. Characters such as Kingpin, already established in the MCU through Hawkeye and Daredevil, Born Again, or even new interpretations of classic foes like Scorpion or Rhino, are possibilities. According to several comic book historians, this refocus on street-level antagonists would allow the MCU's Spider-Man to truly define himself independently of cosmic threats. The narrative emphasis is likely to be on Peter rebuilding his life and identity, confronting challenges without his former safety nets. Parallel to the MCU, Sony Pictures has been diligently building its own distinct live-action cinematic universe, often referred to as Sony's Spider-Man Universe, or SSU. This initiative, launched with Venom in 2018, aims to explore the expansive roster of Spider-Man supporting characters and villains, operating independently from the MCU's central narrative. Official statements from Sony executives emphasize a commitment to diverse storytelling and character exploration, leveraging the rich history of Marvel characters whose film rights they possess. The SSU's strategy, as detailed in investor calls, is to create a vibrant, interconnected world that stands on its own, distinct from Peter Parker's direct involvement. The Venom franchise, starring Tom Hardy, proved to be a significant commercial success for Sony, solidifying the viability of an R-rated, Spider-Man adjacent universe. With the first film grossing over $856 million worldwide and its sequel, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, also performing strongly despite pandemic challenges, Venom established a crucial precedent. According to box office analysts, these films demonstrated that audiences were eager for stories centered on characters from Spider-Man's rogues gallery, even without Spider-Man himself. The success of Venom, as reported by financial news outlets, empowered Sony to double down on its strategy, greenlighting multiple additional spin-off projects. Among the next wave of SSU films is Kraven the Hunter, starring Aaron Taylor Johnson as the titular character. Confirmed by Sony Pictures, the film is set to delve into the origin story of one of Spider-Man's most formidable and complex antagonists. Director J.C. Shander is at the helm, promising a gritty, R-rated approach to the character, a detail confirmed by leaked production notes and interviews. The narrative, as reported by Entertainment News, will explore Kraven's motivations and his transformation into a skilled hunter. This project signifies Sony's continued commitment to exploring darker, more mature themes within its standalone universe, broadening the appeal beyond traditional superhero fare. Another intriguing addition to the SSU slate is Madam Web, featuring Dakota Johnson in the lead role. This film, confirmed by Sony, is reportedly an origin story for the clairvoyant mutant, a character traditionally depicted as an elderly woman supporting spider heroes from the sidelines. The film's synopsis, as per official press releases, hints at a narrative involving a group of women with spider-like abilities, suggesting a multiversal connection or a new generation of heroines. Director S.J. Clarkson is directing, with reports indicating a unique narrative structure exploring precognition and destiny. Madam Web promises to expand the mystical and interconnected aspects of Sony's universe. Perhaps the most surprising announcement from Sony was El Muerto, slated to star Grammy-winning artist Bad Bunny as the superpowered wrestler, Juan Carlos Sanchez. This film, confirmed to be in development, marks the first live-action Marvel film with a Latino lead. The character of El Muerto, a minor figure from Spider-Man comics, possesses superhuman strength and invulnerability, inherited through a generational lucha libre tradition. While development challenges have reportedly delayed the project, Sony Pictures has publicly reaffirmed its commitment to the film. This project represents Sony's strategy to explore lesser-known characters and cater to diverse global audiences, as noted by film industry diversity reports. Another confirmed SSU project is Jackpot, focusing on the character Sarah Arrett, a single mother who gains superhuman strength after exposure to a virus. The character, created by Dan Slott, has had several iterations in the comics, with different individuals taking on the mantle. While casting and a director have not been officially announced, the project's existence was confirmed by Sony's slate reveal. Jackpot could further diversify Sony's hero lineup, offering a different perspective on heroism. The potential for a grounded, character-driven story within the SSU is significant, showcasing Sony's willingness to adapt a variety of comic book narratives beyond just Spider-Man's direct adversaries. Reports and rumors continually surface regarding other potential SSU projects, indicating Sony's long-term vision for this universe. Characters like Silk, Nightwatch, and Silver Sable have all been mentioned in various stages of development. While these projects are not yet officially greenlit with casting or release dates, their consistent presence in industry discussions underscores the breadth of Sony's ambitions. The studio's strategy appears to be one of widespread development, with only a fraction ultimately making it to production. This approach allows Sony to test different concepts and see which characters resonate most strongly for standalone features, a tactic common among major studios building shared universes. Perhaps the most universally acclaimed and creatively groundbreaking expansion of the Spider-Man mythology has come from Sony Pictures Animation's Spider-Verse franchise. Spider-Man: Into the Spider-Verse, 2018, not only won an Academy Award but redefined animated storytelling and the concept of the multiverse for a global audience. Its stunning visual style, innovative narrative, and heartfelt character development, particularly for Miles Morales, set a new benchmark. The film's critical and commercial success, generating over $384 million worldwide against a $90 million budget, validated the immense potential of animated projects to explore complex themes and diverse interpretations of the Spider-Man legacy. Spider-Man: Across the Spider-Verse, released in 2023, built upon its predecessor's foundation, pushing animation boundaries even further and earning widespread critical praise. The sequel significantly expanded the multiversal scope, introducing hundreds of new Spider-People and exploring intricate themes of destiny, choice, and family across various realities. Its box office performance, exceeding $690 million worldwide, further cemented the franchise's status as a major cinematic force. Directors Joaquim Dos Santos, Kemp Powers, and Justin K. Thompson, as well as writers Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, continued to deliver a visually distinct and narratively rich experience, confirming the artistic vision's enduring appeal. The highly anticipated conclusion to the Spider-Verse trilogy, Spider-Man: Beyond the Spider-Verse, is currently in development. While specific release dates have shifted due to production complexities and industry strikes, the creative team has assured fans of their commitment to delivering a satisfying and visually spectacular finale. As reported by Animation Industry News, the film is expected to resolve the cliffhanger from Across the Spider-Verse and bring Miles Morales' journey to a powerful culmination. The immense expectations for Beyond the Spider-Verse highlight the franchise's impact on popular culture and its role in shaping modern superhero narratives. The success of the Spider-Verse films has undeniably set a new standard for animated features, influencing the visual style and narrative ambition of other studios. Its groundbreaking approach to adapting comic book aesthetics directly onto the screen has been lauded by critics and filmmakers alike. This franchise has not only elevated Miles Morales to mainstream icon status but has also opened the door for more diverse animation styles and mature superhero storytelling. As numerous industry articles attest, the Spider-Verse has proven that animation is not merely a genre for children but a powerful medium capable of profound artistic expression and sophisticated narrative complexity. Beyond the big screen, the Spider-Man universe is also expanding into episodic streaming content. One of the most anticipated projects is Spider-Man: Freshman Year, an animated series set to debut on Disney+. Confirmed by Marvel Studios, this series will explore Peter Parker's early days as Spider-Man, prior to his introduction in Captain America: Civil War. Executive producer Jeff Trammell has indicated the series will feature a unique animation style reminiscent of classic comic books, offering a fresh take on Peter's origin story within the MCU's established timeline. The show is expected to introduce new villains and allies, providing crucial backstory to Tom Holland's iteration of the character. The confidence in Spider-Man: Freshman Year is so strong that Marvel Studios has already confirmed a second season, titled Spider-Man: Sophomore Year. This early renewal, as reported by various entertainment news outlets, suggests a long-term plan for this animated prequel series within the MCU's storytelling. Sophomore Year is expected to continue Peter's journey through high school and his burgeoning superhero career, deepening the narrative connections to the broader MCU. This strategy allows Marvel to flesh out Peter Parker's formative years without burdening the live-action films with extensive origin flashbacks, providing valuable context for his character development. Shifting to another streaming platform, Prime Video is developing Silk: Spider Society, a live-action series centered on Cindy Moon, a Korean-American woman who was bitten by the same radioactive spider as Peter Parker and gains similar abilities. This project, confirmed by Amazon and Sony, is being executive produced by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, the creative minds behind the Spider-Verse films. Angela Khan, known for her work on The Walking Dead, is attached as showrunner. The series aims to explore Cindy's journey as she escapes an isolated bunker and navigates her newfound powers in the modern world, offering a fresh female-led superhero narrative. Further expanding the live-action streaming offerings, an untitled Spider-Noir series is also in development for Prime Video, with Nicolas Cage reportedly in negotiations to reprise his voice role from Into the Spider-Verse in a live-action capacity. This project, confirmed by Amazon, would transport audiences to a gritty, 1930s set New York, exploring a much darker, detective noir version of Spider-Man. The creative team, including executive producers Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, aims to deliver a unique blend of period drama and superhero action. The series represents a bold divergence from traditional Spider-Man portrayals, capitalizing on the character's versatility for mature storytelling, as noted by industry publications. The coexistence of Marvel Studios' MCU Spider-Man and Sony's independent SSU presents a fascinating case study in brand management. The MCU integrates Peter Parker into a vast, interconnected superhero saga, with implications for cosmic events and major team-ups. In contrast, the SSU focuses on spin-off characters, largely operating in their own self-contained narratives without direct Spider-Man involvement. This bifurcated approach, as explained by media analysts, allows both studios to leverage the Spider-Man brand while pursuing distinct creative and financial goals. The audience, therefore, is presented with multiple, often contradictory, interpretations of the same comic book lineage. Despite their distinct approaches, the concept of the multiverse has emerged as a potential, albeit delicate, narrative bridge between these disparate Spider-Man realities. Spider-Man: No Way Home explicitly brought together characters from previous cinematic iterations, demonstrating the possibility of inter-studio collaboration. Similarly, the animated Spider-Verse films celebrate infinite variations of Spider-Man. This narrative device, as confirmed by comments from producers like Amy Pascal, offers a framework for explaining divergent portrayals without requiring strict continuity. The multiverse allows for creative freedom within individual projects while retaining the option for grand crossover events, should strategic alignment permit. However, the very flexibility offered by the multiverse also presents significant creative and logistical challenges. Maintaining audience engagement across potentially dozens of parallel realities, each with its own tone and continuity, requires careful planning. Oversaturation, character fatigue, and the dilution of stakes are real concerns, as noted by entertainment critics. Furthermore, the coordination between two major studios, Marvel and Sony, for any large-scale live-action crossover remains a complex endeavor, requiring substantial negotiation and shared vision. The promise of infinite possibilities must be balanced with the need for coherent and compelling individual stories, a tightrope walk for all involved. For Tom Holland's Peter Parker in the MCU, the future is poised for significant maturation. Having lost his support network and faced profound personal sacrifice, his journey is expected to delve into deeper themes of responsibility, isolation, and self-reliance. Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige has repeatedly emphasized a desire to see Peter grow beyond his high school years, embarking on a more adult path as Spider-Man. This evolution, as speculated by comic book fans and journalists, could lead to a Spider-Man who operates with greater autonomy, forging his own legacy distinct from the shadow of Tony Stark. The next film is critical for establishing this new, more mature trajectory. While Peter Parker continues his journey, Miles Morales is undoubtedly emerging as the next generation's definitive Spider-Man, particularly within the animated sphere. The Spider-Verse films have firmly established Miles as a compelling, relatable hero whose struggles and triumphs resonate deeply with a global audience. The narrative arc of Across the Spider-Verse specifically positions Miles to embrace his unique identity and leadership potential, moving beyond the shadow of Peter Parker. Reports indicate that Sony is very keen on Miles' future, not only in animation but potentially in live action, signaling a long-term investment in this character as a central pillar of the Spider-Verse. A notable trend across many of these upcoming projects is a significant push towards diversity and representation. From the Korean-American Cindy Moon in Silk, to the Latino lead in El Muerto, and the vast array of characters introduced in the Spider-Verse films, the Spider-Man brand is actively embracing a wider spectrum of identities and backgrounds. This strategic expansion, as supported by market research, reflects a growing demand for inclusive storytelling and allows for a broader appeal across global audiences. It also enriches the narrative possibilities, bringing new cultural perspectives and life experiences to the superhero genre. Sony's SSU distinctly places Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery at its forefront, a creative decision that challenges traditional superhero narratives. By centering films on characters like Venom, Kraven, and Morbius, the studio is exploring the complex motivations and anti-heroic arcs often found in comic book villains. This approach, while commercially successful for Venom, has also faced scrutiny for its execution, as seen with Morbius. However, it demonstrates a willingness to push boundaries and find new stories within established antagonist lore. The future of the SSU hinges on its ability to make these villain-centric narratives compelling and distinct, rather than simply derivative. The sheer volume of upcoming Spider-Man projects raises fundamental questions about creative freedom versus the demands of established canon. While the animated Spider-Verse films have masterfully innovated within the multiverse framework, live-action projects face more scrutiny. Sony's SSU, by operating outside direct MCU continuity, allows for greater narrative independence but risks alienating fans seeking interconnectedness. Conversely, the MCU must balance its own internal logic with the need for fresh stories for Peter Parker. The challenge for all creators, as highlighted by numerous filmmaker interviews, is to honor the spirit of Spider-Man while daring to evolve, without fracturing the core appeal. Economically, the proliferation of Spider-Man content represents a massive investment and a strategic play by both Marvel Studios and Sony Pictures. The global box office success of recent Spider-Man films, coupled with the proven drawing power of streaming services, underscores the character's immense commercial value. According to financial reports, intellectual property like Spider-Man is a cornerstone of modern media conglomerates, driving merchandise sales, theme park attractions, and cross-promotional opportunities. This aggressive expansion is a direct response to the lucrative potential of a universally beloved character, aiming to capture every segment of the entertainment market. With such a diverse and extensive slate, managing fan expectations becomes paramount. The passionate Spider-Man fanbase is known for its detailed scrutiny of adaptations and its strong opinions on character portrayals. Social media reactions and online discourse play a significant role in shaping perceptions and even influencing development, as seen with certain casting decisions or plot rumors. The studios, therefore, walk a fine line, innovating enough to keep the brand fresh, while respecting the foundational elements that have made Spider-Man an enduring icon. This constant dialogue between creators and audience is a defining characteristic of modern superhero franchises. Looking forward, the next decade promises to be the most expansive period in Spider-Man's cinematic and television history. The sheer number of confirmed and rumored projects suggests a future where Spider-Man, in his various forms, will be a constant presence across multiple media. From the continuing saga of Tom Holland's Peter Parker in the MCU to the deepening lore of Sony's villains, and the boundless creativity of the Spider-Verse animation, the character's universe is set to grow exponentially. This extensive pipeline confirms the enduring appeal and adaptability of the Spider-Man mythos to new generations and diverse storytelling formats. The question of significant, live-action crossovers between the MCU and SSU remains an ever-present topic. While No Way Home offered a glimpse, the long-term implications for Peter Parker's continued involvement with Sony's characters are complex. Reports from both Marvel and Sony indicate that while the door is never entirely closed, each studio remains primarily focused on its distinct narrative paths. Any future large-scale team-ups would likely depend on contractual agreements and compelling narrative justification, balancing individual universe integrity with fan demand. The cautious approach suggests that while possibilities exist, they are not the primary driver of current development strategies. In retrospect, Brand New Day sought to simplify Spider-Man's narrative, to make him perpetually relatable. Ironically, the cinematic and television landscape that followed has created a Spider-Verse of unparalleled complexity and expansion. Yet, the core impulse remains the same: to find new ways for Spider-Man to resonate. Whether it's Peter Parker navigating newfound independence, Miles Morales forging his own heroic identity, or a diverse array of characters exploring the gray areas of morality, the essence of Spider-Man's struggle and heroism endures. This era is defined by a multitude of new days, each offering a fresh lens through which to view one of pop culture's most iconic figures. From the live-action blockbuster to the innovative animated series, the future of Spider-Man is not just bright, it's boundless. The strategic decisions made in the wake of Brand New Day, both in comics and their adaptations, have paved the way for an unprecedented era of growth. We are witnessing the evolution of a character who can transcend any single universe, any single medium, and any single interpretation. As new projects are announced and existing ones unfold, the web of Spider-Man's narrative continues to expand, promising an infinite array of stories for generations to come. The future, it seems, is truly just getting started.